All right, so I just wanted to touch upon this. We're gonna look at reading our opponent's weight from guard. So what kind of separates like a purple belt of jiu-jitsu and like a high level black belt is the ability to like move someone and set up their attacks with off balances and kind of choose what they do based on their opponent's reaction. And the easiest example is from this kneeling position against seated, and we'll look at also standing against seated as well. So when I'm playing against a kneeling opponent, what I'm looking for, the big cue I use is shoulders and hips. If my opponent's shoulders are forward, I hit attacks so I pull him into me like arm drags and things like that. Right? If my opponent's shoulders are backwards, trying to pull him into me is very hard. So I hit attacks by taking backwards, like double legs, ankle picks, and things like that. So really important, we're looking and we're feeling our opponent's shoulders. What I like to do, I always like to set up with the opposite reaction and then go for the, and wait for him to react and then counter off that. So from here, if I want to shoot a double leg, I always start off with any type of pulling grip, where I grab the elbow and I pull him into me. As he starts pulling backwards, and I feel like his shoulders go behind his hips, I push, and I take my legs towards the outside, and I hit a double leg. If I want to do an arm drag or any type of sumigashi where he's pushing into me, I start pushing into him. As he pushes backwards, I drag him through, and I go for this move. And this is how you get like a very smooth reaction where he feels like you're just controlling him and playing from here. You give him a push, he pushes back in, and bang, you can go for your sumigashis and start hitting your attacks. From the standing position, a similar concept applies, but it's a lot more tricky to see via our eyes, so we're gonna feel via our hands. So we tie up with our opponent, we get some sort of grip, like a 2-on-1 grip. Now very important, when we get 2-on-1, we focus on drawing his elbow away from his hip and pushing the wrist inside the shoulder. And now we feel where his weight is our interrelation to his toes and heels. Now if I feel him not pull back and I feel him stay here, this is where I know weight is into his toes. So I pull him into me, I start going underneath where I elevate his leg, I start going into Rimiyashis. There's multiple ways you can elevate the leg. My favorite way is just hooking my shoelaces behind his hamstring and pulling my knees to my chest and elevating him forward. If he starts pulling backwards, this is the perfect time to start hitting double kuruchis or any attacks we take backwards. We can block the ankles, we can wrestle up. We have a lot of options from here. Normally he steps off, and now weight goes onto his toes. Now we start chaining off balances into our reaction. So very important, like using gripping and using your attacks to feel where his weight is and then attacking based on the reaction he gives me. Right? It wouldn't make sense to hit an arm drag where he's pulling all the way up, but it would make sense to hit a double leg. Right? And this is a very important concept. This is what's gonna separate like a shitty purple belt who knows the moves versus like a high level like jiu-jitsu player who can actually do it against someone who's resisting. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
You want to film anything?